Take off! It's time for Doug and Ben's great NASCAR adventure!
Thank you, as always, Marshall, and welcome to NasCanucks. I'm Ben, this is Doug, and we're talking racing action from Richmond. Let's turn on the comments. It's already 5 comments since I last did that. We've got Keith Campbell and Charles75N in the house this evening. Awesome. Charles has us in podcast mode. He's wet sanding.
Okay.
Wet. It's a lot of wet sanding. And Keith is all caught up. He watched the races. I know he did. And, because when we're like, who? And he's like, this guy? Yep, that guy. Thanks, Keith. It's good to have an expert in the chat. Just saying. It's better than having experts on camera, apparently.
Yes.
Anyways, only 2 races this weekend. So the trucks with round 2 of the playoffs and the Cup Series third from the last race to the playoffs.
Yes.
I'm back. I was like, is it penultimate? No, not even close.
And for everyone watching, all 2 of you, stay tuned for Ben to say who's not going to win next week so you can bet on them to win.
There's no way Kevin Harvick's winning 3 in a row. Although, the man has won on a road course before.
Yes.
So, it's plausible. So, yeah. But spoilers. All right. So, with the truck series, apparently with the win under his belt, Grant Enfinger is all of a sudden, like, no pressure and driving fast. Like, more competitive than usual somehow.
Well, and my other thing is, apparently, sometime last week, they all went to driving school because...
Yeah, what would normally be a boring Michigan race turned out to be a week later at Richmond, essentially. Yeah. A lot of follow the leader, single race. Like, there was passing, but it was like, oh, you're faster? Oh, I'll just move out of the way. Go, feel free. Yeah. What's up, Terry? So Ty Majeski, he decided to lead the first stage. And then I went, okay, because the 18 truck, because we've seen a trend, Doug. Now, I didn't see the color of the child's hair, but we do know there's a tradition in NASCAR that new daddies win races.
Yes.
So I was like, as soon as Chandler Smith decided, I'm taking over stage 2, and all of a sudden, they're like, hey, the guy gained a 10th on you. He's like, oh, really? Because I'm just riding. Right after Michael Waltrip went on this big rant, how, it's trucks. They're short races every lap. They're just qualifying every lap. And they're like, how you doing? I'm just chilling. I'm riding.
Yep.
Okay. So, there wasn't a whole lot of action.
I think the only wreck we've seen in the first half was
hey, Guitar Man 45
was Ty Majeski's one of his pit crew members.
Yes,
that hurt. I've done that before. Take that step, and all of a sudden your knee locks up, and you're freaking doing the roll, and then I've never had to get hit by a car while I'm doing the roll or the truck.
There's that, it is a contact sport, right? Short tracks.
And it's good. It's a good thing that the truck was kind of right down the ground because I was able to kind of help roll him forward as well too.
Well, this is true. It was just nudging, trying to help. So, Chandler Smith took over, and thank God, Stuart Friesen there. He was up at the front at the beginning, top 5 and stuff. Then got caught with the speeding, and he was just stuck at the back. With Carson Hocevar, who had just got a lap back at that, and there were 2 people are like, we like to drive too wide for like 40 laps. And, and of course, and I realized, they were like, there's a possibility in the final stage of a green flag pit stop. Like, no, there won't. You're lucky to get green flag stops in cup racing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Stuart Friesen managed to get a bit better, but he had banked on some points earlier in the event. So, the new daddy wins the race. Chandler Smith Jr. came into the world this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Chandler Smith Jr. Who I'm like, you look 12.
Yes.
Kids having kids?
Yeah.
Was the plane on racing against the kid at some point? More on that later.
Yes.
So Chandler Smith.
What would be something that you would have already heard here first.
Excuse me. Yes. So Chandler Smith wins the race, moves on to the next round. Canadian boy Stuart Friesen is 31 points above the cut line, which not too shabby because that's almost a full race.
Yes.
So we like that. So that was trucks, basically, other than Kosovar causing a wreck late in the race to tighten things up to try to make it interesting, which it didn't.
No.
It didn't.
No.
Even the post race, oh yeah, I had a decent truck. Didn't have one good enough for Chandler Smith, but I had a decent truck. Well, all right. So that takes us into Sunday, which breaking news, not really. After our last show, it was speculation that Kurt Busch would be back in the 45 this weekend. Not so much.
Nope.
Not so much. So, yeah, Ty Gibbs back in the car this week, and he's doing well. He's doing well. And barely, well, I was going to say a full field. No. The charters showed up, 36 cars.
Yes.
Oh, apparently Dad's getting a snack. I can hear all the silverware. So, anywho's. Who was on the pole for the race?
Chastain was on the front row.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the pole.
I don't know, but
Kyle Larson.
Right, because the odds had changed. Because as of the broadcast last week, you had picked your boy because, favorite.
Yeah. And
turns out, no. Larson. Because they told us on pit road before the race, they're like, so you're the favorite to win? He's like, why? Yeah. He's like, what have I ever done to warrant that? They're like, oh, you're doing. Why is my camera crooked? There we go. Well, it's less crooked. Anyways, there we are. It's bugging me. I'm looking at it. So, well, let's see. What are the highlights of that race? Because, again, I saw more action in Michigan last week than Richmond this week. We had the Chastain bump of the week. Apparently, it was Kyle Busch's turn to get
he got
taken out for no good reason.
Got Chastained.
Yes. It was Chase Briscoe's turn to catch fire this week.
What is it with SHR cars and fire? They're hot.
Well, you got that stupid engine venting right next to the exhaust that is susceptible to getting
at times it looked like the fire was actually in the exhaust.
Yeah, no, but those are vents right in front of the exhaust. That was actually air ventilation, not the exhaust. Yeah, it looked like fuel buildup in the exhaust. Nope, rubber buildup. That's where colleague got caught pinching with the weird screens in those. That was where the screens were. Because you have screens, but you can't have too aggressive screens. Well, those screens caught all the rubber. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand how there's flames on the inside of the car. Why are these tubes running through the cockpit of the car, essentially?
Yes.
Because at first I thought it was just reflection. I'm like, no, wait. The flames are on the inside of the car. How are these flames getting inside the car all the time?
Yes.
So... first, we had the non-flammable foam catching fire, and now we've got apparently exterior ducts burning internally in the race cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Car cabin. I don't understand it. What was it? Was it the heads up by Danny Hamlin's team there, where they only had 3 lug nuts on, and the jackman dropped the jack, and they went no. And they went okay. Because apparently, to save time, the jackman doesn't have time to look at the back and the front to see if they're both on.
Yeah.
He just watches the back ways, reaching back. Well, yeah, that might work. It might save that 1/10 of a second normally, but not always. Other than that, I don't know. It was kind of cool because there was no cautions. That's true. So we actually had some green flag pit stops, which was nice. I remember those, Doug. Remember they used to happen every week.
Yes. Yeah. And then even some idiots that don't know how to do a green flag pit stop. I didn't have time to make up a sign. Stenhouse, you're an idiot.
Well, he was due.
Like, and then like, spotter, hello, let's just go make a right back up onto the track as there's cars coming, taking the low line. And really, I from my advantage on TV, it looked like he actually did make it in. He was just going to be hauling ass down pit road. That's all. But
yeah, almost made the pits. The strategy was a good idea till that happened, and your boy used all the brakes.
Yeah,
which a lot of brake issues. A lot of people were getting the teeth rattled.
Yeah,
a lot. Is there anything you need in this pit stop? Yeah, a round of wedge and a mouth guard. So, a lot of guys.
But
that happened. So, other than that, apparently I stand corrected again, and the old boy can win back-to-back races. Although he said last week, hey, next week we got the car. He said that before last week's race.
Yep.
Although his thing last week, I don't know why people counting us out, because you haven't won in 60 races? I thought your career was over. Apparently not. Ties him, Kevin Harvick with the win, ties him on the all-times win list with?
Kyle Busch,
yes. Thought some legendary driver. Well, actually, Kyle is kind of legendary.
Yep.
More on him in a minute. So,
I think, and listening to some people talk today on the radio, and even yesterday, is that, you know what? Harvick's got to be a contender for the championship now.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Well, he's, you say you want to get hot at the right times.
Yeah. Speaking of which, apparently, I'm guessing somebody in the NBC broadcast team has been watching us, because they had to do a whole segment on Doug. That's how Martin and his crew chief talk to each other.
Yes.
Apparently, that's the way. Everything's okay. Everything easy. Everything's okay. It's not Brian Patty all over again. Okay? It's not Pat Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy. Yeah.
It's not Chad Johnson even.
Johnson wasn't all that bad.
Until he stopped listening.
Yeah.
No, I have the setup you need. No, you don't.
It wasn't Chad Johnson. That was the other guy that I forgotten about.
So,
with the 78, the first guy with the 78.
I'm really curious. At the end of the race there, Chris Buescher, man, again, like turning heads. Like everyone thought, okay, with the new car this year, levels the playing field, and Keselowski going over to Roush. Keselowski would be the flagship car. Also, not so much. Once again, Chris Buescher with a great performance. And hey, if it was a 401 or 402, we might have had our 16th winner.
Yes.
So, and the 20, he was coming on.
Yeah, it was the 20th end. It was Christopher Bell at the end.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the 17 was up there before that, too.
Yeah,
and then he kind of faded a bit. Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
So, yeah. And Harvick said, I didn't care. Yeah, right. Sure. Right.
Yeah.
I think those glasses are affecting your brain. Not a good one. Which I noticed he had the crew member. He's like, can you hold my glasses till I have to interview? So I want to pretend I don't wear glasses. We've seen you in car, Kev. You wear the spectacles. We know.
Well, yeah, but maybe he doesn't need them for reading because they have that card behind the camera for all of his sponsors.
With the large font.
Yes.
Because he needs them. He needs it. So, yes, 2 races left. We've got Watkins Glen and Daytona. So, still could be 17 winners.
Still could be. So, Harvick, well, they were showing the race hadn't ended yet, but only 7 or 8 drivers have clinched a playoff spot. Yes.
So, interesting.
Well, just with how everything falls into place, right?
Well, yeah, because Because Truex and Blaney are so high in the points too, right? That affects it.
Yeah, second and fourth.
Yeah. So, Hamlin was trying with a different strategy, but 5-lap difference on tires ain't going to do squat.
No.
So, yeah. I think Ty Gibbs should have went for that, like the off-hand pit strategy, right? Because he's got nothing in the game. Go for a win. Right?
Oh, well, yeah, but they had that other issue and had to go behind the wall, too, which kind of that kind of pulled damper.
Right. And then he came out and ran Kyle Busch pretty hard.
Well, that was before.
Oh, was that before?
That was before, yeah.
Okay.
After Kyle had just had the talk with him to not to flip the bird during the race at anyone.
Yeah, there was a whole segment on it because for those who don't know, Ty was on Dale Jr. Download last week and they had a whole conversation. And apparently, it's one thing you can flip off another driver in his early 20s. That's a thing. But when you flip off a 40-year-old man, you might get thumped after the race. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So there is that. So news. Apparently, in the Kyle Busch front, talks between him and Gibbs they've stopped. They're done. So free to go elsewhere. Even though Kyle has said I'm willing to take a pay cut.
I'm not so sure on that. But whatever.
Well, also, rumor has that the reason we're hearing a lot of Stuart Haas stuff is because Harvick has been going, yeah, I wouldn't mind him as a teammate. Just saying.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that. The reason Colleague has been in the news a lot is because Kyle has said, like, I've got my titles, like, I wouldn't mind building a team up. That would be cool. And then by the time he said 8 years is up, move on. The reason 8 years, when this is the part of the problem is because Toyota has reached out to all their teams. They said, we've reached out, tried to find him a ride. Really, Toyota? Because other than Gibbs, who are you calling? You've put all your eggs in that basket. There is no other Toyota teams.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2311. What's that, though? That's Wood Brothers different. It's a satellite operation. Anyway,
yeah.
So, nice try, Toyota. But they were saying also, as part of it is Kyle saying, like, I need a truck program, right? Like, if I'm switching manufacturers, and that is an 8-year commitment to the truck series because he's already stated he's going to run until he can share a truck with Brexton when Brexton turns 16. And then when Brexton turns 18, Kyle retires.
Yes.
So, apparently Brexton's 10, because I can do math.
Brexton's older than that, though.
I don't think so. No, he's 10, apparently. He'll be 18 in 8 years.
No.
Hey, Keith, how old is Brexton?
I'm going to say...
I was thinking he was like 6.
Yeah, 6, 7, or 8. Because we happen to be just in Charlotte, not you, me.
So maybe he's 8, and the idea is he would retire. Oh, he is 10.
No.
I feel old if he's 10.
No, he's not. No, that's too old for him.
Okay.
No, because Grayson...
Yeah, actually, that would make sense if he's 8, because then he'd be 16. Kyle stops driving Cup to go over to trucks full time.
Because Grayson was 5 when we were in Charlotte the first time when Brexton was born.
Okay.
He's 12 now. 7.
Maybe 8.
7. I'm going with 7.
I'm going with Keith. Maybe 8.
I'm going to go with 7.
Anyway,
his birthday was in May. 7.
So that is the Kyle Busch news. We can go back and forth. Do you have any news to discuss? Because I have 2 more.
Thinking Keelan is 8 or 10.
Maybe.
Only other thing is that this weekend at Watkins Glen International,
literally,
of course, it is an international race.
It is
With the number 7 countries.
Yes. Not a Canadian either.
No.
I liked the thing they did for it. History. Kimi Räikkönen, Daniel Suarez, Louis Hazemans, whatever. Mike Rockefeller, heard him. Daniel Kvyat, yeah, he's not that good. Kyle Tilley, never heard of him. And then everyone else.
Yes.
So, yes. That's interesting. I like that. I also have a piece of news. Fun fact. Texas getting reconfigured after the 2023 season.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. See? I knew something. I was going to text you about it. I'm like, nah, wait till I'm on the show. So there is theories of crank the corner back up again. Put it back to original, which may happen because the IndyCar contract's basically up after next year.
Yes.
Another thing is they're talking about maybe going the California Fontana route and making a short track.
Well, speaking of Fontana,
yes,
the configuration was out. So there is the gray is the configuration now, the 2-mile track.
Yes.
The blue will be the high banked Martinsville with the banked corners.
Yeah, what you think is a Legends track in the middle is not a Legends track. That's the new track.
That's going to be the new track with banked turns. That will be interesting. The drag strip straightaways, banked turns.
I like it. Yes. So Texas is talking about doing something like that, or because of the layout of the track already, and you wouldn't have to reconfigure stands or anything. Why don't we just Atlantify it and we'll make another Atlanta, which is a restrictor plate 1.5 mile super speedway. Or, I guess, detuned because they're not restrictor plates anymore. But basically which is really, Texas was another Atlanta, Charlotte anyway. So Those are the three things. Now, the only issue is, unless you go back to original configuration or leave it status quo, you've lost IndyCar racing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Indy cars cannot run Atlanta as currently configured, and they don't want to run on a short track.
Mm-hmm.
So that also,
if you put them on a short track, it's just sprint cars on
a date change. Ding, 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 ding. No longer will they have their date at the end of May, coinciding with the All-Star race, which tells me they don't have the All-Star race.
Mm-hmm. The All-Star race, was that not moved this year? That date was moved. It was. Yes, it was.
Right. Anywho's, Texas from late May will be going to late April, which makes more sense. More traditional date. So, yeah. So that's the news that I have on that. What else was there? Ooh, rumor, but not fact yet. Carson Hocevar to the number 14 colleague racing entry in the Xfinity.
You mean that's not the new Kyle Busch number?
It's not the new Kyle Busch Cup number for colleague racing. Yeah. Kyle Busch is going to be driving the number 14, which will be a Chevy for colleague racing. I was like, so why would Stewart-Haas give up the number 14? Oh, they're going to sell the charter. Really? Because they have Chase Briscoe in the car. No, he's taking over for Cole Custer. No, he's in the 41. Yeah, no, he's retiring. No, that's Amarola in the 10. And guess what? Sounds like he might not be retiring after all.
No.
Sorry about your luck, Ryan Preece.
Yes.
Because Ryan Preece, like, I could drive the 10. I could drive the 41 if you're going to kick out Cole. Like, I'm around. I am available. Yeah. No, it was teased today, Keith. They were Colleague Racing put out a number 14 with some emojis around it. And then someone quickly took the screenshot of Carson Hocevar like this. And if you look closely at the 14, what Colleague does, which I never noticed until it was pointed out to me, the trim around their numbers is related to whoever the primary sponsor of the car is. Which, I forget whatever Carson Hocevar's main sponsor is, which I think is called Maine, like Maine Shipping or something, or Maine Cartage. There's no charters in the other series.
Yes, that's right.
Only charters in Cup, thankfully. Ruining that series. You know how many cars will be out there this year if there wasn't charters? With it being a new all-level playing field, we'd have 45, 50 cars showing up.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Speaking of which, watching during qualifying, they put the old stat sheet up of the drivers. Do you really? Norm Benning is 70?
Yeah, I kind of remember that he was getting up there the other years that they were talking.
But he's been running in the bottom 5 of a field for like so long. You just it's Norm Benning. You don't think of it. He's like the constant. So, other than that, so who do you like at Watkins Glen this weekend?
Well, who do you not like?
Ooh.
Who has the absolute not a chance of winning?
Justin Haley.
I agree. Yep. I don't know.
Hey, Doug, how would you like to be a full-time Cup driver and your team car's part-time musical chairs, and every time that team comes out, it outperforms you?
Yeah, that's...
well, that's AJ Allmendinger. No, Noah Gregson's been outrunning you every week, too. Different font, yeah, but you don't have to... you wouldn't have to ask Stuart Haas if you're going to start running the 14 in the trucks. Because the numbers being all issued by NASCAR. What guys do is there's the unwritten rule is you call up a former user or main user of that number as a courtesy to ask permission. Sort of like asking, lady's dad permission. Hey, can I marry your daughter? Like he really has any say in it. It's tradition. So, yes. Keith says Martin Truex Jr. or Blaney, coin toss. Well, they're both going to be driving hard, that's for sure. I don't know. That's a good one. Keselowski, possibly? Is he going to finally, do better? You kind of mentioned him last week for this week and didn't seem to help him. So I'll mention his name, but no. It's a good one.
I was just trying to see just some weather results because I'm looking at just the Pinty series, almost 9 o'clock, and it has not started yet. So I'm just wondering if there's some sort of weather because I know there was weather in the area around here.
Definitely weather. They should be done by now.
There was weather around here.
No, they should be done by 8:30.
So,
because it's a weeknight race and they would want to be wrapped up fairly early for travel time and stuff.
Yeah, but Schmiegen still usually does go late. It's only a 100-lap final.
Yeah.
And there's only...
Well, it's still going to take the better part of an hour.
There's only 24 cars.
Broken in half.
Yeah.
NASCAR even tweeted out, though, eh?
Yes, and they even talked about it this morning on NASCAR radio.
Nice. Yeah, we got Ken Schrader starting third.
I was going to say, do you want to talk about that there?
Mark Warner starting near the back.
Marc-Antoine Cameron starting on the pole?
Yeah, it was funny, which they show. They show a shot of him holding the pole flag, but they don't say who he is. I'm like, I don't know, he kind of looks like Stuart Friesen. I don't know, I assume he's one of the French guys in the series.
DJ Kennington starting second.
Yep.
Schrader third.
I was looking at it when you popped on.
Yep. Gary Kloot fourth. Trayton Lapsevich fifth.
24 cars.
Friesen sixth. And Friesen's in a good car. He's in the 22. So I'm not sure who's out of the 22 for this week.
That's Stexley's car, isn't it?
Yeah. It's one of Stexley's cars.
Maybe he's not running that number this year.
I don't know. Tagliani in seventh and Andrew Ranger in eighth.
Right.
Then it just becomes who are you?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of who are yous. Like you said, the one guy, From Oshwegan.
Sam Fellows, son of Ron?
No idea.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah, no idea on that. So, I don't know. Do you have anything else? Who are you picking to win?
Not the betting favorite right now.
I'm going to go with a 17.
You know what? He could. I'm 20. Christopher Bell.
Really good choice. I did not see that, Keith. That's too bad. Anywho, so on that note, we shall wrap things up because, he's been Doug and I've been Ben and you've been the crowd. All four of you. Awesome. And, debut series tonight of the Larson Sweet Sprint Car Series.
Yes.
Yeah. Bigger paydays. Mention that right in the tweet. Every time I see the tweet, bigger paydays.
That's the only reason why he's running. That's the only reason why he's running.
Yep.
Because he wants a big payday. And who knew Alex Bowman was a sprint car driver?
Well, he is for a payday.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. See you, Marcus.